ado, I want to just take this opportunity to introduce our next speaker. This is my brother. Yes. This is my brother from another mother. This is my brother, and I said it a few weeks ago. I was doing a Facebook Live for the TEDx event, and he's on my curation team. And I said, I'm just going to keep it real with y'all. I have a natural brother, a biological brother who we shared a womb. His name is William. I will take off the earrings. I'm a Jersey girl. I'll pull off the earrings, put on some Vaseline, and get to it. For my brother, same thing goes for this one right here. This is my brother. We met almost, 5 years ago now we were both cast on a local reality TV show called The Successors.
That's right.
That was about preachers in the Atlanta area, but the preachers of Atlanta actually made it to production before we did.
That's right.
So we got tabled. Our show got tabled, but to God be the glory. But this is my brother, and I tell him all the time that the young lady who put that event together, I said, if we ever see her again, we just got to thank her, because I think maybe God did that whole thing just so I could meet my brother.
I agree.
And so he is truly my brother. He is a man of God. Has been a senior pastor for 27 years down in Dothan, Alabama. But he has a book out right now that all three of my daughters, the 28-year-old, the 23-year-old, and the 18-year-old, will be getting from me, called "I'm Engaged, Now What?"
Amen. Amen.
Now what? And so without further ado, I'm going to bring up to the platform Dr. Walter.
All right, let the church say amen. Let the church say amen again. If y'all want to see a 53-and-a-half-year-old man cry, let her keep talking. Amen. I'm just so honored to be here. I was sharing with Sheila through a text message. When I started my business in 2010, while still working as an electrical engineer, I was chasing opportunities. Because you hear people say all the time, if the ship ain't coming to you, go out to the ship. And that's valid. But praise God, now opportunities are following me. And I'm going to wait for three folks to say amen.
Amen.
I'm about to shout up here right now.
Church.
Hold my book.
Well.
I'm thankful Stacy is here as well, a good friend of mine. She's a consultant as well, entrepreneur. And I love divine connections, # divine connections. Because when you get in your lane, and I also have a book about figuring out why you're here. As Les Brown says, the two most important days in a man's life, or woman, is the day that they were born and the day they figure out why. All of us are under contract. And if you're not serving your purpose, I believe you're robbing God and you're stealing time and you're just clocking in and drawing a paycheck. But all of us have a job to do, and you're so on point, you got to get clear what that is. Because I tell a lot of people, Jesus could have been a lot of things. He could have been a business owner. He could have sold bread. He could have made wine. He could have built highways because he walked on water. But he knew what his purpose was. He knew why he was here that first time. He told the disciples on numerous occasions, I got to go to Calvary. And so many times where we get in trouble, we want to do everything. But we have a specific job, and that's where you find success. Two of my 5 books that I'm very proud of. The first one is I Declare Love. And one of my quotes simply says, it is criminal to expect somebody to love you and you don't love yourself. So I need everybody to point to themselves right now and say, me? I love me some me. I'm for real. I'm down in the 240 club now, but I just left the 250 club. And I love me when I was 255. Now I love me even more. I'm 241. You know what I'm saying? But I believe, and we're going to talk about couples and relationships in a moment. What I believe is happening in a lot of our relationships, broken people are hooking up with broken people, and now the entity is broken. hurt people, hurt people, hurt people. And I believe that everybody that God made is somebody. And I mentor middle school kids and 8th graders, and that's one of the things I pride myself in teaching them. You have to love yourself. I'm helping some kids in Tallahassee, Florida, and one little girl, when I went around the room and asked them to tell me something interesting about themselves, broke my heart. She said, people are just so mean. And she's 13 years old. And everybody, all the kids kind of chuckled a little bit, and I said, wait a minute, y'all, she just spoke her heart. I said, let me be prophetic for a real moment. She's being bullied. And she sat up in the chair and her eyes got big, and she was like, how did you even know that? And the teacher after class told me, she said, Dr. Sam, I don't know how you knew that, but she's being bullied right now. And I said, her whole paradigm is that people are mean and hurtful because they bully people that's not like them. And so we all battle self-esteem. I even battle self-esteem issues because before I started my TV and radio show and even wrote my books, the voice came to me, Dr. Porter, and the voice, it was so clear, like you and I talked on the phone a couple weeks ago, the voice said, who's going to listen to you?
That's right.
You ain't got nothing to say. You don't have the best marriage. You're not the best dad. You're not the best pastor. You can barely sing. You can't sing. You can't teach. Why anybody gonna listen to you? And I called the television station that afternoon and said, do you have a spot open?
I know that.
So whatever I coach as a coach, I go through that myself. We all battle self-esteem issues, and a lot of the ladies that I coach, the one question they all answer is, am I enough? And I tell the men that I talk to, we got to talk to our ladies. And y'all give me some latitude. I was talking about when I said this the other day. Us men folk, we got to talk to our lady folks like they're our daughter. And we got to speak to their heart. Now, when you're dealing with a man, you got to talk to the king that he can be. I need 3 amens. Amen. You got to talk a man up because we're so predicated on respect. And if you ever disrespect us, you might as well cover us with some dirt and stick a tombstone on them and go and play the 21 Tap song. That has led me, I am so proud of this book. I was speaking at Minister Sheila's church a few months ago, last September as a matter of fact. And after I got done, I was in the office with the secretary, and she does wedding planning. And what she says she's working on is, when I talk to the couples about the day, what about their life as a couple? The Lord dropped in my spirit right on the spot because she asked me, do you have a book that can help couples that are about to get married? And I'm like, I do, like you said a few minutes ago. We figured it out. And the Lord dropped in my spirit, I had to birth this. I could not get away from that. I was trying to put it off. I said, Lord, I got other stuff to do. I don't have time. He said, you have to write this book. And this book is, we are engaged now what? I couldn't do before I say I do, that was already done. So I couldn't plagiarize. And so the Lord put this in my heart. We are engaged now with the 12 commandments you need to obey before you say I do. And in my introduction, I get a little personal. We were both in engineering school, and she said, I don't want to marry no preacher. My dad is a preacher. I should have heard her. And we go on, we graduate, and I went to Dothan, started hanging out with these young preachers, and the Lord quickened my spirit. I want you in the ministry. Call mom and daddy, tell them, call her, we're apart right now, not together yet. She wasn't really excited because she knew it was coming, but she really wasn't excited. Went home the following weekend on the bed, sitting on the edge of the bed with mom and dad, and my daddy sits up. Being a preacher ain't no popularity contest. Out of the 50 years they were married before he passed, my mama sat up, and Dr. Porter, I never heard mama cross my dad. And she sat up in the bed because she was so proud of me. And she sat up in the bed and tapped him on the shoulder, and she simply said, you're a preacher. My dad didn't say anything else. All he said was, when you want to do your trial sermon. All right. And so do the trial sermon. It's a year later after that, Sweet Bethel Baptist Church called me to be their pastor. And so I tell her, I tell the in-laws, I tell mom and dad, if our dad is going to do the installation. When I get to the church, and we had not talked about what she's about to not do, they set 2 chairs up in front of the church. Because in the Baptist church, when you install the pastor, you install First Lady too. Right. I sit up there expecting her to come up there with me. She's in the audience with her mom and dad. And she didn't come up to the front of the church. The deacons have to remove one church because she's not coming. And when I told this to some high schoolers talking about my book several months ago, it dawned on me that that broke my heart, and I never talked about it.
Yes.
When I got home from church, she was already in the bed. To this day, we have not even talked about that event.
My God.
And part of me writing this book, you shouldn't have any surprises if you're going to spend your life with somebody.
My God.
It blows my mind now that people are snatching this up like hotcakes, how unprepared, come on somebody, how unprepared we are to spend our life with somebody. A couple I'm working with now, Dr. Porter, they didn't even know each other's love language.
Oh, Lord.
So how can you love somebody if you don't even know what turn them on? Hello. We are so deficit as a people. We are so deficient when it comes to love. We don't even know how to love each other. We barely know how to love each other. I did a seminar several Saturdays ago at a church in Bainbridge, Georgia, and the pastor and his wife are going through marital counseling. And he said, Dr. Sims, I want you to talk to these singles. I want you to talk to the couples, because we just did not have good examples on what a good marriage looks like. We had the hustlers growing up, but of course that's Hollywood. And of course it's going to look good. Mama a lawyer, dad is a doctor. Everybody's successful.
Right.
But what about when we are barely keeping the lights on and we barely got food in the refrigerator? How you going to love me when my stomach growling? Come on, somebody. We have, and I like what Stacey said a few minutes ago. You don't want to go through divorce, but if you don't know how to love each other, what's more egregious? Staying together and you ain't even talking to each other. You're in the house like you're strangers. Right. Go weeks on end and not even talk to each other. And I challenged a couple I'm working with now. One of the things Kobe Bryant's death taught us, January the 26th of this year, is how precious time really is. I don't care if you're worth $600 billion, $600 million. When your contract is up, and how many moments do we waste not even talking to each other because somebody in the house got an attitude? Two of my members, their husband have died recently. One of them, Deacon Baxter, got sick in 2013, 2014. Miss Baxter, Sister Baxter, sat by his bedside every day while he was bedridden. They complained not nan time, as Big Mama said. My other member, her husband died tragically a few months ago. She took care of him because he had a stroke about 3 years ago. And I told both of those sisters, because I talked to them periodically to keep them upbeat, you guys deserve the right to mourn your husband, because you stood by his side all these years. Many people, when their loved one leaves, and I challenged the couples a few weeks ago in Bainbridge, I said, if your spouse wasn't here today, how would you feel? And 3 of the 4 ladies dropped their head. And I said, a quote of mine to help remedy taking each other for granted: kiss me like it's the first time, and hold me like it may be the last. Because we take each other for granted. Well, that's all right. That's all right. And then we have the nerve, some of us sisters have the nerve, if another woman talk to your husband, you're going to get an attitude. If another woman talk to another man, talk to your wife, you want to get an attitude. But I got another quote, Jana B. If you keep your yard cut, you ain't got to worry about a man with a lawnmower. Amen, life. Amen, life. See, we have to realize what men need to realize with women are loyal to a fault. Denzel can walk in here right now and Sheila won't even move. My man. Hey, Kevin, you ain't got to worry. If Mari Chestnut walked in here, Iris Alba walked in here, she would be like, she wouldn't even move. If Alicia Keys walked in here, I might move. Hey, no one.
Don't make me start singing.
What are are the 12, Dr. Sim, real quick, I gotta go. What are the 12 commandments, Dr. Sim? Real quickly.
You good on your time?
Oh, okay. The first, I'm also a life coach, so we ask those Socratic questions that seek a deeper understanding. The very first question I ask in the workbook, why you get married? And that literally, that one question alone make couples think like, wait a minute. Because many men and many women are getting married and they don't even love each other. The couples that are hiring me, the woman will say all the time, I love him, but I'm not in love with him.
What is that?
That breaks my heart.
What is that?
What is that? Because what we're doing in our culture, what we're doing, we can sleep with you, but I'm not going to give you my heart.
Oh, I gave you my body.
People are running around talking about, I'm celibate. I'm celibate. What are you really celibate from? Because it's easy to be celibate when nobody ringing your phone. Amen, Ben. Amen, Ben. You running around talking about, oh, I'm celibate. I'm celibate. Hallelujah. I ain't giving my body what nobody wanted, so it ain't hard. Oh, they crack me. They laugh at me in church. I'm real like this in the pulpit. And so many women and many men, they are being physical, but they're not being intimate.
Yes.
A lot of couples, they're not even longing to be together. It's breaking my heart. And our TED Talk is all about family and community.
That's right.
And my big talk is, and that's why I wrote this book, if we can fix the family, we can fix our community, we can fix the world. Because see, if mom and dad is not loving, and little Johnny's not seeing daddy pop mom on the butt and playing with it, she playing with him, and they loving on each other and running him to the room so they can be alone and by themselves, little Johnny gonna think, what is love?
That's right.
In the words of Darrell Hall and John, oh, you lost that loving feeling. Oh, I wish I had time to really deal with this. Okay, let me bring it back. When a man loves a woman, see, ladies, quit doing this. Quit asking your man, does he love you, when you all see it. The industry is making billions of dollars on Valentine's Day when love ought to be every day. I just did a series at church. Love is a verb.
Yes, it is.
It's an actual word. God just didn't sit in heaven and talk about, well, I love the world. What did he do? He put on flesh and blood. I know we ain't in church. We have blue robes. What he did, he put on some flesh and blood. And he wiggled in and didn't have to worry about me. I have to wiggle in my clothes now, but it's getting better. But anyway, he put on some flesh and blood and walked down here 33 and a half years and died on the cross. Why? John 3:16. For God so loved the world. And I asked this couple I'm working with, when the last time you so loved each other?
So loved.
Who is the person you so loved in your life? See, our love has so many conditions, even in our relationship, where if you do this, I'm going to love you. God love ain't like that. And the couples, I try to cover in this book. And the reason that question is so hard, why are you getting married? Because women don't want to be submissive. Men don't want to be submissive. We want to do our own thing separately in the relationship when God specifically said the two shall become
one.
How many of y'all is it, Kevin? There you go. He got the right answer. That's my wingman. Everybody talking about, oh, we separate but equal. No, you one flesh. And since I'm an engineer by vocation, we do timeline. I said, okay, you 40, he's 35. You've been you 40 years, 35 years. Now your entity together, this relationship that's been birthed 2 years old. There's no way y'all can know each other so well because the entity is still a baby.
That's right.
Hello, somebody.
That's right. That's
It
right.
takes time. It takes time to get to know somebody. You barely know yourself. Hello, Jenna B. This is something else I do with relationship coaching and singles. Get off those relationship sites. Get off of them. Matchmaker.com and plentyoffish.com and eatharmony.com. And even Christian Mingle is so out of order. Because a woman shouldn't be looking for a man anyway. I just got to be talking about Ruth and Boaz. Jana B. Ruth didn't pray for Boaz, but she manifested him. I'm going to wait for 3 shouts.
That's right. You're right.
That's good.
You're right, Doc.
Y'all women, y'all letting y'all girlfriend running around here looking for a man. That's why they running from you. We're the predators.
That's right.
You're out of order. That's why your Boaz can't see you. You run behind another. Oh, okay. Your Boaz can't see you in the field because you running behind another Boaz. That's somebody else's Boaz. And when you get together, that's why you can't love each other, because you in the bed with somebody else's Boaz.
All right.
And if you can't respect your Boaz or your Adam or your Eve or your Ruth, you got the wrong one.
That's right. Amen.
I was doing a wedding one time, Doc, and I knew the young lady real well. We worked together, and I talked to them a little bit, and I was in front of the whole church, Miss Sheila, Stacy. I was in front of the whole church. And I got to the part where I said, Miss T, do you promise to love, cherish, honor, and obey? And she said, hell no. In the church. And I looked at him, I said, Mr. T, do you promise to love, cherish, honor, and obey? Hell no. And I'm glad I got some heavenly quickness. In the spirit, I simply said, well, at least y'all on one accord. And the church busted out laughing.
That was good.
And they're not together today. But women, you got to get, I'm old fashioned. Me and Kevin, we old fashioned. I open the door for my ladies.
That's right.
I pay for everything.
That's right.
Whatever they want, I take care of it. I'm old school. And ladies, y'all need to hold your standard. It's a whole nother conversation. You have to demand that man, if he's going to spend time and be yours, you got to demand some things, because we must demand some things. Because when that man speaks, you ought to stand at attention.
Okay.
Because your husband, that's not a business. When you get home, you got to take Wonder Woman off.
That's right.
And you got to submit to the authority of him as your husband. You can't talk to him like he's a paying consultant. You got to talk to him like he's the man that still curl your toes sometimes. Come on, somebody. Because they do have a 1-year-old sword. Okay. So there's some still fire burning in her house. Come on, somebody. The first question, real quick. Why are you getting married? That's the first commandment. Why are you getting married? Thou shalt budget for pre-marital coaching. I just got booked to do a wedding in Austin, Texas. I'm so excited. Okay. I submitted the invoice last night. She said, well, take care of it. Thou shalt budget for pre-marital coaching. And the wedding consultant at y'all's church, she said, Dr. Sim, in Atlanta, Georgia, people are spending upwards of $20, $25, $30,000 on a day. Kevin, can you help me and say a day? They're spending.
That's as long as the ceremony.
Hello, 20 minutes. Delivery lady would have got here today to join this man and this woman, because everybody want to get to the wobble. Everybody want to wobble, so I can't stand up there all day. So 20 minutes. You spent $25,000 on 20 minutes. Hello. And you wanna squawk at me when I tell you that I charge for pre-marital coaching and to officiate the wedding. That is a real cost. That's right. And you want to raise your eyebrows, and when you look at my bill, you say, really, Pastor, can we get a little bit lower? You didn't say that to the cake man.
That's right.
You didn't say that to the photographer. You didn't say that to the bling bling lady.
That's right.
You didn't say that to the flower lady. But you wanna jack leg. Thank you. You want a jack leg. You want a hookup when you're dealing with the rest of your life.
Yes, sir.
Because at each section you're going to grade a 0 or 1. And any ones, that's the area we really need to hone in on. The next commandment, thou shalt know thy partner. What color are their eyes? What gets them excited? Do they love sugar or honey? Do they like, amen, do they like chicken or fish? Do you know their shoe size? Can you shop for them and know exactly what they want without them having to tell you? Do you finish each other? Do you finish each other's sentences? And again, does thou, you know your partner, thou should know your love language. Thou should know how to communicate with each other. You talk to some of your girlfriends better than you talk to your husband, and you talk to your boys better than you talk to your wife. And we share bed at night. We file taxes together. We birth some children together. We done seen each other naked at least 3 times. We don't even talk to each other right. Thou should have good sex. When I talk about this in church, people want to look at me all drawn up and say, no, you not talking about that in church. Well, that's why we're here.
Right. Populate.
Thank you. Recreate and populate. I have a good, okay, that's another conversation.
I'm doing my part.
We ought to enjoy each other. Before you got married, you couldn't keep your hands off each other. And how dare wives try to manipulate the relationship by withholding themselves from their husband. Do y'all know that's a form of witchcraft? Because the definition of witchcraft in the Hebrew, in English, witchcraft manipulation, that is a witchcraft. So you tell your girlfriend when they're withholding themselves from their husband, they're witches. And we ain't talking about bewitched either. Give me 3 amens.
Amen.
An old woman told me, Dr. Porter, an old woman told me there are 2 things thou shalt not let thy husband do. Leave home hungry or horny. Because men are wolves. We are predators. Come on now. And I don't care how much Holy Ghost you got. Men gotta eat, sleep, and have sex.
That's right.
And we pray in between. Kevin, can I get an amen? Help me out, brother. I'm the only brother in here. Amen. We gotta have the women. Y'all could do without it. See. Amen. Okay, let me keep going. Thou shalt stay in good health. I love y'all. I love y'all. Thou shalt stay in good health. You got to take care of each other. I'm battling high blood pressure, and I went to the doctor the other day. The doctor was happy I lost weight, but kind of fussed at me because I wouldn't take my medicine. I'm doing better. I got to take my medicine. Amen. My little goddaughter said, Daddy, you got to take care of yourself because I need you around a long time because I got a lot of things I want to buy, and you got to be around so you can buy them. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Thou should be in good health. Let me hear y'all say good health. Thou should know each other's financial health. Thou should know each other's mental health. Thou should know each other's spiritual health. Amen.
Amen.
The Lord talks about don't be unequally yoked. We have to be on the same page. We got to be going in the Lord blessed me the other day. I was thinking the other day, how can 2 walk together if they don't agree? And it's so much the Lord has blessed me with it. It's so much. Thou should be on the same page with your partner. And lastly, thou shalt understand unconditional love. If Kevin does something right now to hurt you, you gotta love him.
I know.
If she does something that you don't like, you gotta love her. If your husband takes all the money out of the checking account and bought him a boat because he want to say, you know, that's next level society, you gotta have a boat. Does it have life jackets on there? Because you know I can't swim.
Yeah.
Amen. So we have to understand unconditional love. And I'm going to say the last thing I'll say, and like I said, this is $49. And if you want to use this also to get some pre-marital coaching, we'll do that. But share this with all your girlfriends. Because I think if we start off right, that's what Big Mama taught growing up. You got to start off right. And the reason we're experts as life coaches, the reason we're experts in a lot of areas, we fail in some things. You know what I'm saying? And so thank you, Dr. Porter, for these few moments. And I love you.
So he got away from me pretty quick.